Alright guys, you probably saw the smoke and stuff. Cutting melamine on a table saw with a plunge cut like that, I would not advise it. Table saw didn't like it very much. Alright, so you know what? I don't like the way that turned out. It kind of looks like crap. It looks like I'm rushing. It doesn't even look, I don't like it. I don't like it. So what we're going to do, we're going to scratch all that other stuff. It's like why we zoom through it so fast and put the skirt on there. And safety first. And I kind of screwed it up. I don't like the way it looks. So we're going to go ahead and do a couple measurements on here. And I think what I'm going to do is make two like angled side rails and attach them on the end. I think the cuts will be a lot cleaner that way. And I'll use the painter's tape trick to make nice cuts. Back to it.
Alright, so looking from the last time, this is garbage. It just don't look right. But it seems like if we made runners that were an inch wide, we'd be able to get our router sled or our router plate in there. Nice. You can't see that, can you? How about like that? That's better now. So let's go ahead and rip two, where's the camera? Two 1-inch rails.
Alright, so I put the tape on there. I didn't think you had to watch that part. But what I'm going to do, you see how this one's kind of chewed up? So I'm going to make one cut at 1 inch with the tape. Hopefully it comes out nice and clean. And then I'll cut two more inch width with the tape already there. So let's go and see how that works. Actually, I got it like 1 inch and a 16th. Alright, while I'm over here, I'm just going to go ahead and cut two pieces that are 2 inches wide, you know, for the sides. Look what we got. I mean, the tape helped a little bit. I think my table saw blade just shot. Hey, I'm not trying to sell you nothing or anything, but these little squeeze clamps are from Harbor Freight. And man, they work great. They're like $1 or $1.99 or something, and I use them way more than I ever thought I would. Let me get you zoomed in here. I'm going to take these sled rails right here and just attach them to the side of my workbench, just so I get them clamped down nice and tight. And basically all I'm going to do is just do a bunch of pilot holes and put a bunch of screws in there. So let's zoom past this. Alright, here's two rails. Here's the router plate. I'm going to need a piece of wood that big to hold these rails square and that far apart. You get it? Alright, you get the idea? Here is the spacer. Here's where the router is going to ride, right? And then the spacer over here, just going to keep it the same distance. Look at how easy that goes. I know. I cut 3 of these blocks. I didn't record it. But I mean, it's 3 blocks that big. I'm sure you can figure it out. Alright, let's put these down. Alright, so the right angle sled thing worked out better than trying to cut out the groove in one piece. So now we have our sled portion. Now we're just going to kind of try to build some rails that it runs on. One of the things I'm thinking about is I want it to be a universal tool. You know, I just hang on the wall, take it down when I need it. And the rails are kind of what make it the distance from the workpiece. And I know I can drop the router bit, but I'm kind of wondering if I'm wondering if there's a space problem or not. I'm not real sure. We're just going to go ahead and go at it like we normally do with absolutely no plan. All right, this is where we're at. Here is the router sled we built just in a, second ago in the video. The router slide's real nice, ready to go. I gotta make these rails so that the sled, can move horizontally on them. So my idea is to take this melamine again, go ahead, I'm gonna cut like 3 inches thick or 3 inches wide. It's gonna be this length because that's just the length of board I have. I'm going to take a 1-inch strip of melamine, screw it onto the top of it. This way my sled has a little clearance here, so I can run the router. You know what I mean? And then what I'm going to do, of course, I'm going to be able to clamp these rails to the table. And then what I'm going to do is take a board, maybe a board 2.5 inches, and run it this way on the opposite face, so that if I wanted to, I could take this whole kind of rail bracket thingy and turn it upside down and basically have this. You see what I mean? Or like this. You see what I mean? So that now I have kind of a taller fence right here for the sled to ride on in case I had to do something thick. That's my idea. Let's see how much we can screw this one up. Stay tuned! All right, so here I have kind of the same setup for the router sled, but this time I'm gonna make the rails. I'm just gonna clamp my pieces together and then use my workstation as kind of a steady 90 degrees to clamp to. And then basically all I'm gonna do is just drill a bunch of holes and put in a bunch of screws and then do it again for the other side. So let's go ahead and zoom past all this. Here's that 2-inch piece that we're going to put on the other side of the rail. You'll kind of see it in action a little later and what we're going to use it for. But again, we got the basic idea. I'm going to clamp it down, pilot holes, screw it together. Let's go warp speed on this one. All right, guys, we got this router sled all done. We got these super cool rails right here. We're going to call them Z rails. I'm going to show you why they're so cool here in a second. They sit on the end of this workstation, just like this. And I'm going to clamp them down. I'll put clamps to hold them in place when I'm working with it. I'm just going to show you how it works right now. Here's the sled. Here's the router. The material will be underneath. And you kind of cut and move, cut and move, cut and move. Now check this out. This is a 2x4 piece of oak. It'll slide underneath there no problem. Here's a 1x4 of the same material. Slide underneath there no problem. Now what if you want to do a thicker piece of material? This is what I was talking about. We're kind of using that Z rail. Same type of setup. Spin it over. Put the sled. Stick the router in there. We got a piece of thicker board. Slides underneath there. Is going to allow us to go ahead and flatten that too. But wait, there's more. I'm not gonna lie, I just kind of figured this out a second ago. But how about this one? See, if you look, when it's this way, it's 2 boards tall. When you put it this way, it's only 1 board tall. Now, of course, this stuff's not going to fit underneath there. Blooper! But this setup, we're kind of the same way. The sled runs on the rail, but now the rail's only, that 3/4. So if we had to, we could even do thinner flattening, you know what I'm trying to say? We can do that too. Hey guys, thanks for sticking to the end of the video to watch our router sled build. We built a 3-way router sled. It's got the little Z brackets, make them little different heights and all. I hope that helped. I hope it inspired you to build something. Maybe even build that router sled. Send me some pictures or comments. Let me know how it turns out for you. I know I said I was going to put some little storage video on there to kind of add to it and then call it done. I'm just going to make that storage video the next video we put out. It's almost done anyway, and if I put the storage onto this video, it would have been like 45 minutes long, just too long to watch a quick little shop build. But other than that, man, I appreciate you guys watching. It means the world to me. I really like doing this. I hope you guys enjoy the videos. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Like the channel. Tell your friends. Tell the people you like. Tell the people you don't like. Family, that neighbor, whatever. Let's get this YouTube channel rolling. Out.